Recording in progress.
Baba.
Ay, ito lang. Pwede ba ito ba? Ganun sa ba? Saka boss. Saka boss. Para may Nagbend din namin.
Pang lalaki.
Ganyan para sa akin. Sa akin ba?
Five.
Times 3 din, 12.
Dalas may ano. Nabili ka. Patos ko.
Wala pa.
Ganyan na rin nasuot namin.
Ano kaya? Subukan natin. Palit tayo. Please. Balance lang.
The session
is called to order. Please rise for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupit, di ka pasisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong baghang, may nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na naghihigit, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walang pagsikta, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga atin, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please remain standing for a minute of silent prayer. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we call the roll of members.
The Secretary General is directed to call the roll of members.
Roll call of members. Honorable Representatives. Abalos. Abante. Abunda. Acharon. Asidre. Acop. Adyong. Advincula. Agaraw. Alba. Albano. Almario. Almonte. Alonte. Alvarez Jose. Alvarez Mercedes. Alvarez Pantaleon. Amante. Amatong. Angara. Aquino. Aquino Magsaysay. Arbison. Arenas. Arrogancia. Asistio. Atayde. Aumentado. Balindong. Barba. Barbers. Baronda. Barzaga. Baskug. Bautista. Bautista Lim. Benitez. Bernos. Bilyones. Biron. Bolilia. Bondok. Bongalon. Bordado. Bosita. Briones. Brosas. Buhain. Bulut Begtang. Bustos. Cabredo. Cagas. Kahayon Uy. Calderon. Calixto. Campos. Kawagdan. Cardema. Cari. Castro Franz. Castro Jean. Celeste. Chan. Chato. Chua. Chungalaw. Ko Angelica Natasha. Ko Elizaldi. Ko Pilar. Ko Juanco Jaime. Ko Juanco Mark. Colada. Coliantes. Corvera. Cruz Ambrosio. Cruz Ricardo. Cua. Quaresma. Dagook. Dalipe. Dalog. Dayang Hirang. Daza. De Jesus. De Venecia. Defensor. Del Mar. De Los Santos. Dimaporo Muhammad Khalid. Dimaporo City Amina. Dionisio. Domingo. Duavit. Duhali. Duterte. D. Faustino Ino. D. Faustino Michael. D. Ian Paul. Ecleo. Emano. Enciso. Enverga. Escudero. Espares. Espina. Estrella. Yudela. Farinas. Fernandez. Ferrer Antonio. Ferrer Juliet Marie. Flores. Fortes. Frasco. Fresnedi. Fuentebella. Galeyos. Garcia Albert. Garcia Dante. Garcia Jose Arturo. Garcia Maria Angela. Garcia Pablo Jan. Garcia Vincent. Guardiola. Garin. Gasataya. Gato. Go Ed Christopher. Go Mark. Goles. Gomez. Gonzaga. Gonzales Aurelio. Gonzales Neptali. Gonzales Sandro. Goriseta. Guico. Gintu. Gulyas. Gutierrez. Hagidorn. Haresco. Hataman. Hernandez. Herrera. Horibata. Javier. Ko Olga Ara. Ko Ricardo. Ko Wilton. Kunghun. Labad-labad.
Lacson, Lacson Noel, Lagman, Lagon Daphne, Lagon Sani, Lara, Lazatin, Lee, Legarda, Libanan, Lim Kaichong, Loyola, Luistro, Lumayag, Macapagal Arroyo, Maceda, Madrona, Magsino, Malapitan, Mangawang, Maniquis, Manuel, Marañon, Marcoleta, Marcos, Mariano Hernandez, Marinio, Marquez, Martinez, Mastura, Matibag, Matugas, Mendoza, Mercado, Mercado Revilla, Miguel, Momo, Morden, Nava, Nisay, Noel, Nograles, Juan Fidel, Nograles, Margarita, Nolasco, Uwaminal, Olaso, Olivares, Ongchuan, Ordanes, Ortega, Uwano Dizon, Padiernos, Paduano, Paglas, Palma, Panaligan, Pancho, Panotes, Pascual, Peña, Pimentel, Plaza, Pleito, Primicia Sagabas, Pumaren, Puno, Kimbo, Rama, Recto, Regencia, Revilla Brian, Revilla Ramon Jolo, Reyes, Rilio, Rivera, Robes, Rodriguez Eulogio, Rodriguez Rufus, Roman, Romero, Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Yadamari, Romualdo, Romulo, Roque, Sakdalan, Sagarbaria, Sakaluran, Salceda, Sali, Salimbangon, Salo, Salvame, Santos, Saulug, Silverio, Singson Richel, Singson Ronald, Singson Mihan, Solon, Soriano, Suwan, Suansing Horacio, Suansing Micaela Angela, Suarez, Talyado, Tamayo, Tambunting, Tan Joseph, Tan Keith Micah, Tan Reynolds Michael, Tan Samir, Tan Stephen James, Tan Tambut, Tan Chay, Tan Huatco, Tariela, Teodoro, Teves Arnolfo, Teves Jose, Tiangco, Tieng, Tolentino, Tulfo Jocelyn, Tulfo Ralph Wendell, Tupas, Tutor, T, Umali, Unabia, Ungab, Valeriano, Valmayor, Vargas, Vargas Alfonso, Velasco, Veloso Tuazon, Vergara, Versosa, Villa, Villafuerte Luis Raymond, Villafuerte Miguel Luis, Villanueva, Villar, Villaraza Suarez, Villarica, Villago, Yap Christiantel, Yap Christopherson, Yap Edvic, Yap Eric, Yu Divina Grace, Yu Giselle Victoria, Yulo, Zamora Amparo Maria, Zamora Maria Carmen, Zamora Isabel Maria, Zubiri. Mr. Speaker, the roll call shows that 311 members responded to the call.
With 311 members responding to the call, the chair declares the presence of a quorum. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move for the deferment of the approval of the journal of the previous session.
is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader,
Mr. Speaker, I move that we now proceed with the reference of business and request that the Secretary General be directed to read the titles of the bills and the resolutions on first reading, as well as the communications and committee reports.
is there any objection? Hearing none, the Secretary General is directed to read the titles of bills and resolutions on first reading, as well as communications and committee reports for referral to appropriate committees.
Reference of business, bills on first reading. House Bill 7060, providing for equal protection of women as regards to annulment on account of fraud by concealment of the husband that he has impregnated a person other than his wife at the time of marriage, by Representative Abalos.
To the Committee on Revision of Laws,
House Bill 7061, converting the LTO San Carlos District Office into a Class B District Office, by Representative Arenas.
to the Committee on Transportation,
House Bill 7062, providing for a National Disaster Resilience Act, by Representative Tambunting.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience,
House Bill 7063, providing for a National Disaster Resilience Fund, by Representative Tambunting.
to the Committee on Disaster Resilience,
House Bill 7064, providing for a comprehensive and strengthened nutrition program for senior citizens, by Representative Ordanes.
To the Special Committee on Senior Citizens.
House Bill 7065, providing for the establishment of an OFW's resting lounge in all airports chartering international flights in the country, by Representative Palma.
To the Committee on Overseas Workers Affairs.
House Bill 7066, declaring February 1 of every year a special working holiday in Baguio City in celebration of Panagbenga Festival, by Representative Gomark.
To the Committee on Local Government.
House Bill 7067, granting bereavement leave of 5 working days with pay to employees in the private and public sectors in the event of death of an immediate family member, by Representative Villago.
To the Committee on Labor and Employment and the Committee on Civil Service and Professional Regulation.
House Bill 7068, providing for the institutionalization of sports varsity teams in elementary and secondary schools, by Representative Villago.
To the Committee on Basic Education and Culture.
House Bill 7069, requiring all franchise grantees, utility companies, and other similar entities using wires and cables in the operation of their businesses to relocate or install all wires and cables underground, by Representative Villago.
To the Committee on Information and Communications Technology and the Committee on Energy.
House Bill 7070, granting Philippine citizenship to Faiz Shaikh, by Representative Villago.
To the Committee on Justice.
House Bill 7071, granting the Pantabangan Municipal Electric System a franchise for the conveyance of electric power to the end users in Pantabangan, Nueva Ecija, by Representative Villago.
To the Committee on Legislative Franchises.
House Bill 7072, designating the Central Luzon State University in the Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija, as the Research and Development Regional Zone of Central Luzon, by Representative Villago.
To the Committee on Higher and Technical Education.
House Bill 7073, upgrading the LTO Rosales District Office into a Class A LTO District Office located in Rosales, Pangasinan, by Representative Estrella.
To the Committee on Transportation.
House Bill 7074, establishing a rental subsidy program for informal settler families, by Representative Pimentel.
To the Committee on Housing and Urban Development.
House Bill 7075, establishing a community-centric, human resource-oriented, science-based emergency and disaster response, resilience, adaptation, and mitigation strategy towards zero casualties and services continuity, by Representative Tutor.
To the Committee on Disaster Resilience.
House Bill 7076, prohibiting banks and lending companies from requiring a co-maker before extending loans, by Representative Cheng.
To the Committee on Banks and Financial Intermediaries.
House Bill 7077, an act providing for the legal framework and mechanisms for the creation, operation, administration, and coordination of special agricultural growth zones in the Philippines, creating the Philippine Agricultural Growth Zone Authority, by Representative Romualdez Ferdinand Martin, Romualdez Dieda Marie, and Asidre.
To the Committee on Government Enterprises and Privatization and the Committee on Agriculture and Food.
Resolutions. House Resolution 738, congratulating and commending Al J. Villana for winning gold in the 2022 United States Open Table Tennis Championships held in USA on December 16 to 21, 2022, by Representative Sawansing Micaela Angela.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 739, commending and congratulating E.J. Obiena for winning the gold medal at the Perchian or competition in France, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Committee on Youth and Sports Development.
House Resolution 740, commending and congratulating Dolly De Leon for winning the Best Supporting Actress at the 2022 Gold Bagya Awards, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industry and Performing Arts.
House Resolution 741, commending and congratulating Dolly De Leon for winning the Best Supporting Actress at the 2022 North Dakota Film Society Awards, by Representative Tambunting.
To the Special Committee on Creative Industry and Performing Arts.
Committee reports. Committee report numbers 310 to 313, submitted by the Committees on Higher and Technical Education, Appropriations, and Ways and Means on House Bill numbers 7087 to 7090 respectively, and Committee Report number 314, submitted by the Committee on Higher and Technical Education and the Committee on Appropriations on House Bill 7091.
The aforementioned committee reports are referred to the Committee on Rules. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move that we consider House Bill number 6512 as contained in Committee Report number 205, and may I request that the Secretary General be instructed to read the title of the bill.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the Secretary General is directed to read the title of the bill.
House Bill number 6512, an act requiring personnel of the Bureau of Fire Protection to be certified medical first responders and emergency medical technicians, amending for the purpose Section 4 of Republic Act number 11589, otherwise known as the Bureau of Fire Protection Modernization Act.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that Representative Dan Fernandez of the Lone District of Santa Rosa City be recognized to begin sponsorship of the measure.
The Chairman of the Sponsoring Committee, Committee on Public Order and Safety, Representative Dan Fernandez from the Lone District of Santa Rosa City is recognized for his sponsorship speech.
Thank you so much. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my honor to sponsor Committee Report number 205 on House Bill number 6512, which aims to strengthen the mandate of the Bureau of Fire Protection in providing emergency medical and rescue services. For the past several years, the Bureau of Fire Protection has been actively involved in search and rescue incidents other than fire. In fact, the BFP has always been at the forefront of recovery operations, especially during typhoons, volcanic eruption, and earthquakes. The BFP also played a major part during the siege of Marawi in 2017 by conducting firefighting, rescue, and retrieval operations, evacuation, and medical management. At the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, BFP personnel were deployed to swabbing centers, quarantine facilities, and hospitals. With the passage of Republic Act number 11589, otherwise known, an act strengthening and modernizing the Bureau of Fire Protection and appropriating funds thereof in 2021, and the issuance of Executive Order number 56, series of 2018, mandating the Bureau of Fire as the primary service responder in providing the public with emergency medical services. The mandate of the BFP has expanded to include emergency response to natural or man-made disasters. In support of this mandate, House Bill number 6512 proposes to require BFP personnel to be certified medical first responders and emergency medical technicians. Under the bill, duly certified BFP personnel shall be designated as fire station EMT, who will supervise fire officers in responding to medical emergencies. The bill further provides that newly appointed fire officers shall be required to undergo advanced first aid and emergency first response training and be issued appropriate certification as medical first responder upon completion of the course. The bill provides that the Bureau of Fire Protection, in coordination with the Department of Health, the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, and the Local Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, shall design and establish the training program for EMTs, while the medical first responder training shall be included in the Fire Basic Recruit course. Mr. Speaker, the mandatory trainings are an important component in the professional development of our BFP personnel. With these certifications, the public are assured that they can rely on our firefighters to attend to their medical emergencies. I thus earnestly urge the passage of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate, I move that we terminate the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the period of sponsorship and debate is hereby closed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the period of amendments is hereby started. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, there being no committee nor individual amendments, I move that we now close the period of amendments.
Is there any objection? There being none, the period of amendments is hereby terminated. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading House Bill number 6512.
There is a motion to vote on second reading House Bill number 6512. As many as are in favor, say aye.
Aye.
As many as are against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 6512 is approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we suspend session for a few minutes.
Session
Thank
is
you.
suspended.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, boss.
Tawag mo lang ako, Keno.
Okay.
Tawagin niyo lang ako pag kailangan niya.
Sige, sige.
Kailangan lang sa...
Sige, sige, sige.
Thank you, pare. Kasi pati-delay eh.
Session is resumed. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider bills under the calendar of business for Thursday and Friday. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules, allow me to put forth an omnibus motion for the consideration of the following local bills. House Bill number 6914 under Committee Report 280. House Bill number 7005 under Committee Report 297. House Bill number 7011 under Committee Report 303. House Bill number 7012 under Committee Report 304. House Bill number 7013 under Committee Report number 305. House Bill number 7014 under Committee Report number 307. House Bill number 606 under Committee Report 262. House Bill number 1028 under Committee Report 268. House Bill number 1029 under Committee Report 269. House Bill number 1030 under Committee Report number 270. House Bill number 1031 under Committee Report 271. House Bill number 5282 under Committee Report 273. House Bill number 5515 under Committee Report number 274. House Bill number 6368 under Committee Report number 275. House Bill number 6369 under Committee Report number 276. House Bill number 6370 under Committee Report number 277. House Bill number 6371 under Committee Report number 278. House Bill number 6467 under Committee Report number 279. House Bill number 6927 under Committee Report number 281. House Bill number 6928 under Committee Report number 282. House Bill number 6929 under Committee Report number 283. House Bill number 6930 under Committee Report number 284. House Bill number 6931 under Committee Report number 285. And may I request that the Secretary General to read the titles of the bills.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the Secretary General is directed to read the titles of the bills as mentioned by the Majority Leader.
House Bill 6914, an act converting the Cebu Technological University into a university system to be known as the Cebu Technological University System and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill 7005, an act declaring August 5 of every year a special non-working holiday in the municipality of Anini, province of Antique, in commemoration of its foundation anniversary to be known as the Araw ng Anini. House Bill 7011, an act providing for the election by district of members of the Sangguniang Panlunsod and members of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan for the seat of Imus, amending for the purpose Section 10 of Republic Act Number 10161, otherwise known as the Charter of the Seat of Imus. House Bill 7012, an act creating a barangay in the city of Taguig to be known as Barangay North Signal Village. House Bill 7013, an act creating a barangay in the city of Taguig to be known as Barangay South Signal Village. House Bill 7014, an act declaring June 29 of every year a special non-working holiday in the city of Coronadal, province of South Cotabato, in celebration of the Tree Growing Festival. House Bill 606, an act renaming the Bohol Island Circumferential Road, which commences in Barangay Poblacion 3 towards the north of the city of Tagbilaran and returns to Barangay Poblacion 3 from the eastern side of the city of Tagbilaran in the province of Bohol as the President Carlos P. Garcia Circumferential Road. House Bill 1028, an act converting the Sawang Macalas Road in the municipality of Romblon, province of Romblon, into a national road and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill 1029, an act converting the road stretching from Barangay Tugis, municipality of Ojongan, to Barangay Tugdan, municipality of Alcantara, all in the province of Romblon, into a national road and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill 1030, an act converting the road stretching from Sitio Boliganay, Barangay Paniki, municipality of Ojongan, to Sitio Cabaliwan, Barangay Bachawan, municipality of San Agustin, all in the province of Romblon, into a national road and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill 1031, an act converting the Sablayan Agpanabat Bagakay Road, a section of the Romblon Circumferential Road, into a national road and appropriating funds therefore. House Bill 5282, an act declaring the municipality of San Jose, popularly known as the Isla de Carabao, province of Romblon, a tourism destination. House Bill 5515, an act establishing the Battle of the Sibuyan Sea Memorial Shrine in the municipality of Kajijokan, province of Romblon, and declaring it a tourism destination. House Bill 6368, an act declaring the Siki It Elefante Rock Formation located in the coast of Barangay Labnig, municipality of Corcuera, province of Romblon, a tourism site. House Bill 6369, an act declaring the Payayasog Beach located in Barangay Mangansag in the municipality of Corcuera, province of Romblon, a tourism destination. House Bill 6370, an act declaring the Kolong-Kolong Beach located in the municipality of Corcuera, province of Romblon, a tourism destination. House Bill 6371, an act declaring the Suba Cove located in barangays San Roque, Mangansag, and Mabini, municipality of Corcuera, province of Romblon, an ecotourism zone. House Bill 6467, an act declaring the Looc Bay area located in the municipality of Looc, province of Romblon, an ecotourism destination. House Bill 6927, an act declaring Barangay Managa in situ Balutakay, municipality of Bansalan, province of Davao del Sur, a farm tourism destination. House Bill 6928, an act declaring Lake Apo located in Barangay Ginoyaran, City of Valencia, province of Bukidnon, an ecotourism zone. House Bill 6929, an act declaring the immediate environs of the St. Mary Magdalene Parish Church, located in the municipality of Kawit, province of Cavite, a tourism destination. House Bill 6930, an act declaring the immediate environs of Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary Parish Church, located in the municipality of Rosario, province of Cavite, a tourism destination. And House Bill 6931, an act declaring the immediate environs of the San Roque Parish Church, also known as the Diocesan Shrine of Nuestra Senora de la Soledad de Portavaga, located in the city of Cavite, province of Cavite, a tourism destination.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading the said local bills.
Session suspended.
So dito po. I-withdraw ko na lang.
Pero wala na.
Majority
Mr.
Leader.
Speaker, I move to withdraw my previous motion.
The motion is withdrawn. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate.
There's a motion to open the period of sponsorship and debate. Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved.
Mr.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider the respective explanatory notes as the sponsorship of the said measures.
There is a motion to put in the record the explanatory note as the sponsorship speech of the respective measures. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate on the said local bills, I move that we terminate the period of interpolation.
There is a motion to terminate the period of sponsorship and debate. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we open the period of amendments and approve the committee amendments, if any, as contained in the respective committee reports of the aforementioned bills.
There is a motion to open the period of amendments. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no individual amendments, I move that we terminate the period of amendments.
There is a motion to terminate the period of amendments. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. Motion is approved. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we vote on second reading the said local House bills.
There is a motion to approve on second reading the following House bills. House Bill 6914, House Bill 7005, House Bill 7011, House Bill 7012, House Bill 7013, House Bill 7014, House Bill 606, House Bill 1028, House Bill 1029, House Bill 10030, House Bill 1031, House Bill 5282, House Bill 5515, House Bill 6368, House Bill 6369, House Bill 6370, House Bill 6371, House Bill 6467, House Bill 6927, House Bill 6928, House Bill 6929, House Bill 6930, House Bill 6931. In an omnibus motion, as many as are in favor, say aye. As many as are against, say nay. The ayes have it. The aforementioned bills have been approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with leave of the House, I move that we open the privilege hour.
There is a motion to open the privilege hour. Is there any question? So the chair declares the privilege hour. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I now move that the gentleman from the 6th District of Manila, the Honorable Bienvenido M. Abante Jr., be recognized to avail of the privilege hour.
The gentleman from Manila, the Honorable Bienvenido Abante, is recognized to avail of the privilege hour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My esteemed colleagues in the House of the People, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. This representation rises today on a matter of personal privilege. Last week, I stood up because I wanted to call the attention of this chamber to hunger and food security. Bilang chairman po ng Committee on Human Rights, nakita po natin na naging malawak na ang disposisyon ng human rights sa ating bansa at sa buong mundo. Kasama na rito ang the right to food security at kasama dito ang the right to quality education. Kaya ngayong hapon ito, Mr. Speaker, please allow me to speak on this speech that I entitled A Public-Private Partnership Answer to the Educational Crisis. And while I am speaking right now, Mr. Speaker, I would like to quote certain verses in the Bible that is relevant and related to the subject on hand. Makikita po natin sa Biblia na napakahalaga ang education sa bawat bansa. Dito po sa Proverbs chapter 4, beginning verse number 5, ang sabi po dito ng Proverbs, ano po? Get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Tignan niyo magiging nakalagay po sa Biblia, no? Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and wisdom shall promote thee. Wisdom shall bring thee to honor when thou dost embrace her. Wisdom shall give to thine head an ornament of grace. A crown of glory shall she deliver to thee. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in the right path. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, makikita po nyo rito ang napakahalagang pinunto ng Biblia pag pinag-uusapan po natin ang quality education. Nagsalita po ako noong isang linggo dahil sa tinatawag na food poverty or the inability to afford or to have access to food. Hanggang ngayon, Mr. Speaker, pinag-uusapan po itong food security na ito. Hanggang ngayon, pinag-uusapan po natin ang pagtaas ng sibuyas at lahat ng mga staple food. Ngayon naman, Mr. Speaker, I rise to call our attention to another crisis and another kind of poverty. Ito po yung learning poverty and our education crisis. I understand, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, that I am not alone in my concern. Yesterday, Representative Franz Castro of ACT Teachers Party List and Representative Raul Daniel Manuel of Kabataan Party List also spoke about the education crisis. They allowed us to view the problems afflicting our education system through the eyes of our teachers and the youth. And I concur, Mr. Speaker, with their calls to increase resources for education and for a review of the K-12 program. That being said, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I would also like to share my sentiments regarding this issue. The sentiments of a grandfather anxious about the future of his grandchildren. The sentiments of a legislator troubled about the future of our youth. The sentiments of a public servant apprehensive about the future of our country. Mr. Speaker, this representation is not a stranger to the challenges faced by our basic education sector. However, even as I must admit, I was shocked by the data provided by Vice President and DepEd Secretary Sara Duterte in her 2023 Basic Education Report. According to the Vice President, only 104,536 out of the country's 327,851 school buildings in the country are in good condition. That is less than a third of all school buildings in the country, Mr. Speaker. I would like everyone to know that this representation went to the public schools, from the elementary to high school, Mr. Speaker. Not only because I cannot afford or my parents cannot afford to get me enrolled to a private school, but because I believe that the public schools can give quality education to every student. Vice President Duterte also revealed that between 2020 and 2022, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, more than 1,600 private schools, Mr. Speaker, and I repeat, more than 1,600 private schools stopped their operation. She also cited other disturbing figures, such as the result of the 2018 Program for International Student Assessment Study. The said study showed, Mr. Speaker, that 81% of participating Filipino learners, and I'm quoting on this, could not deal with basic math problems. 81% had trouble understanding texts of moderate length, and 78% could not recognize correct explanations for scientific phenomena or draw valid conclusions from given data. End of quote. Nakakalungkot po ito, Mr. Speaker. Sapagkat mga 10 to 20 years from now, pag ganito ang ating education sa ating bansa sa ngayon, ano mangyayari po sa kongresong ito? Kung sila ang papalit sa atin, lalo na sa isang napakatalinong Speaker of the House natin ngayong hapong ito, Mr. Speaker. The worrisome numbers do not end there, Mr. Speaker. A World Bank report has provided a glimpse of the far-reaching effects of distance learning due to the COVID pandemic. According to the report, the Philippines has one of the highest rates, Mr. Speaker, pakinggan po nyo to, the highest rates of learning poverty in the East Asia and Pacific region and among lower middle income economies. With 9 out of 10 Filipino children still struggling to read simple text by the age of 10. Considering, Mr. Speaker, ngayon, meron tayong preschool. Meron tayong mga nag-aaral na ng 4 years old. Samantalang nung panahon natin, Mr. Speaker, wala pa tayong kindergarten nung araw. Wala pang preschool. Diretso po tayong grade 1, Mr. Speaker. The World Bank's learning poverty. Alam nyo, Mr. Speaker, nung ako po ay nag-grade 1, 6 years old pa lang ako sapagkat ang aking birthday ay July. Ang sabi ng principal, makakapasok lang ako kung maaabot ko yung aking tenga. Kaya inabot ko yung tenga ko, Mr. Speaker, naabot ko. Ako yung nakapasok ng grade 1 kahit 6 years old pa lamang ako. Pwede ninyo maigi The World Bank's Learning Poverty Indicator emphasizes reading for 3 reasons. 1, reading proficiency is an easily understood learning measure. 2, reading is a student's gateway to learning in other areas. And 3, reading proficiency can serve as a proxy for foundational learning in other subjects. Yan po ang sinabi ng World Bank's Learning Poverty Indicator. May punto po sila, Mr. Speaker. Paano nga ba matututo ang mga bata sa mga libro nila kung hindi sila nakakabasa? Mr. Speaker, my fellow parents and grandparents, this is a sad state of Filipino children. Physically, 1 in 3 children, or 29% younger than 5 years old, suffer from stunting. Hindi po sila tumatangkad. Bakit? Malnourished po sila, Mr. Speaker. Mentally, only 1 in 10 Filipino children at the age of 10 can read properly. Napakalinaw ang epekto ng pagkukulang natin sa ating kabataan. If we do not feed our children properly, they will not reach their full height. If we do not educate our children properly, Mr. Speaker, they will not reach their full potential. I know all of you agree that this is unacceptable. I know all of you believe that we must do right by our children. This we can do by providing the Department of Education the support it requires to carry out its mandate. The Vice President has already enumerated the many challenges the agency must contend with, and she has also provided the broad strokes of DepEd's strategy to address these concerns. There is one proposal, however, Mr. Speaker, and my dear colleagues, that I would like to focus on in the Vice President's Basic Education Report. She said that she will work closely with Congress in pushing, sabi niya, in quote, ano po, in pushing for the expansion of GASPE coverage to include kindergarten and elementary learners, end of quote. This is a policy thrust that I will wholeheartedly support, especially in light of the closure of over 1,000 private schools and the other realities the DepEd must grapple with in the next few years. For the uninitiated, Mr. Speaker, GASPE stands for Government Assistance to Students and Teachers in Private Education. Through this program, the DepEd provides financial assistance to students and teachers in order to improve access to quality education and decongest public schools. Initially, this program was intended to cover high school students, but after the passage of Republic Act 10533 or the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, the GASPE program was expanded to include students in grades 11 and 12. Mr. Speaker, given the sorry state of our school infrastructure and the sad economic affairs that have led to the closure of private schools around the country, subsidies like GASPE allow us to address gaps in our education system that may take time to address. Allow me to cite an example. A public school students in the Visayas cannot attend classes in their public elementary school because their classrooms still bear the effects of Typhoon Odette and are unsafe, then these students should be given access to a school voucher program similar to the senior high school voucher program currently being implemented by the DepEd. Habang di pa ayos ang libu-libong school building na kailangang i-rehabilitate, paaralin muna natin ang mga estudyante sa mga private schools sa lugar nila, Mr. Speaker. Alam natin ang congestion ng mga estudyante. Ang sabi po, dapat lamang 30 ang estudyante sa isang classroom para maging effective ang teacher sa kanyang pagtuturo. Pero nakikita po ninyo, 49 students sa isang classroom. Bakit hindi natin tanggalin ng sobrang yan? Ilagay natin sa mga private schools. I-subsidize natin itong mga private schools na ito upang maturuan po ng quality education ang ating mga kabataan. An expanded GASPE program gives government ample time to address the infrastructure deficiencies in the public school education sector while giving private school a lifeline while family incomes revert to pre-pandemic levels. The bottom line is our children will be able to go to school in an environment conducive to learning. I know this begs the question. If we have funds for a voucher program for private schools, why not use these funds to build classrooms or improve the pay of public school teachers? This is not a question of one or the other, Mr. Speaker. These are not mutually exclusive. What this representation is proposing is that a parallel track to be considered so that Filipino school children can continue to receive their education. What this representation is suggesting, Mr. Speaker, is a public-private partnership intended to benefit Filipino students. Kinuwento po ni Vice President Duterte sa report niya na sa Triana Elementary School sa Southern Leyte, isang tent na bigay ng isang international agency ang nagsisilbing temporary learning space para sa mga estudyante. A tent, Mr. Speaker. I believe all of you will agree with me when I say that a tent is more appropriate for camping, not classrooms. We are a resilient people, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues. But we are deluding ourselves if we believe that teaching children in sub-optimum conditions will yield positive results. Sub-optimum conditions will yield positive results. Year in and year out, we hear stories of heroic teachers, those who cross rivers and streams to get to their students in the hinterlands, those who spend their own money to buy chalk or other supplies needed in their classrooms, those who pass on offers to work abroad in order to teach here, despite the difficulties this entails. Mr. Speaker, hindi na po sweldo pinag-uusapan dito. Compassion na ang pinag-uusapan dito. We also hear of heroic students, students who walk for hours just to get to class, students who study by candlelight because their sitio does not have electricity, students who, after attending classes, help their parents by working. Mr. Speaker, my friends and my colleagues, tapatan po natin ang dedikasyon ng mga guro at estudyante na nagsisikap para sa magandang kinabukasan. Let us match their heroic acts with Herculean efforts so that we can address the education crisis and give our children not just the education they need, but the education we know they rightfully deserve, Mr. Speaker. Bilang chairman ng Committee on Human Rights, naniniwala po ako na karapatan ng ating mga estudyante na magkaroon po sila ng tinatawag nating quality education. Mr. Speaker, maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we refer the speech of the Honorable Bienvenido Avante to the Committee on Rules for its appropriate action.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved. Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we terminate the privilege hour.
There is a motion to terminate the privilege hour. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the privilege hour is hereby terminated. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, under the additional calendar of business for the day, I move that we consider House Bill number 329 under Committee Report 267. May I therefore ask the Secretary General to read the title of the bill?
The Secretary General is directed
Of the
to read
resolution.
the title of the bill.
House Resolution 329, Resolution commending the Bohol Community Multipurpose Cooperative for its outstanding contribution to community building and cooperative development.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we adopt House Resolution number 329 under Committee Report 267. I so
The-
move.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution 329. Is there any objection? As many as are in favor, say aye. As many as are against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 329 is approved, is adopted. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Resolution number 328 under Committee Report 291, and may I therefore request the Secretary General to read the title of the House Resolution.
The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the bill.
House Resolution 328, resolution commending the Toril Community Cooperative for its exemplary contribution to community building and cooperative development.
Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution number 328 under Committee Report 291.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution number 328. As many as are in favor, say aye. As many as are against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 328 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Resolution number 330 under Committee Report 292, and may I request the Secretary General to read the title of the resolution.
The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the resolution.
House Resolution 330, resolution commending the St. Martin of Tours Credit and Development Cooperative for its outstanding contributions to cooperative development and remarkable achievements in poverty alleviation, economic growth, sustainable development, and nation building.
Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move for the adoption of House Resolution number 330 under Committee Report 292.
There is a motion to adopt House Resolution 330. As many as are in favor, say aye. As many as are against, say nay. The ayes have it. House Resolution 330 is hereby adopted. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, in accordance with our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move that we refer the following House resolutions to the appropriate committees. House Resolution number 708 to the Committee on Energy, House Resolution number 713 to the Committee on Senior Citizens, House Resolution number 717 to the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms, House Resolution 723 to the Committee on Agriculture and Food, House Resolution 724 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety, House Resolution 726 to the Committee on Overseas Workers' Affairs, House Resolution 729 to the Committee on Public Order and Safety, House Resolution 731 to the Committee on Overseas Workers' Affairs, and House Resolution number 732 to the Committee on Energy and North Luzon Growth Quadrangle.
Is there any objection for the referral of these resolutions to the appropriate committees? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to our rules governing inquiries in aid of legislation, I move that we refer the following speeches delivered on January 30, 2023 to the appropriate committees. First, the speech of Representative Villanueva to the Committee on Basic Education and Culture. Second, the speech of Representative Teves Jr. to the Committee on Public Order and Safety. Third, the speech of Representative Abante Jr. to the Committees on Agriculture and Food Security. Fourth, the speech of Representative Magsino to the Committee on Overseas Workers' Affairs. And fifth, the speech of Representative Castro to the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Welfare. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Is there any objection to the aforementioned motion for referral of the aforementioned privileged speeches to the appropriate committees? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move for a few minutes suspension.
Session is suspended. Session is resumed.
Mr. Speaker, I move for the change of referral of the following measures. House Resolution Number 145 from the Committee on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms and Public Accounts to the Committees on Public Accounts and Suffrage and Electoral Reforms.
Is there any objection to the change of referrals? Hearing none, motion is approved.
House Resolution Number 146 from the Committees on Suffrage and Electoral Reforms and Public Accounts to the Committees on Public Accounts and Suffrage and Electoral Reforms. House Resolution Number 706 from the Committee on Public Accounts to the Committees on Appropriations and Public Accounts. Speech of Representative Mariana Hernandez delivered on November 21, 2022 on adolescent pregnancy from the Committee on Welfare of Children to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development. So moved.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, motion is approved. Majority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend session for a few minutes.
Session is suspended. Session is resumed.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adjourn session until 3 p.m. of February 8th, Wednesday.
There is a motion to adjourn session until 3 p.m. tomorrow. Is there any objection? Hearing none, session is adjourned.
Finally adjourned. Salamat.
Recording stopped.
Daming direktor eh.